Good evening, everyone. The regular notice requirement of the New Jersey Open Public Meetings Act has been complied with and is an adequate advance notice. It is in that, pardon me, with adequate advance notice of this meeting was given at least 48 hours in advance. On January the 22nd, 2022, notice was mailed to the Carrier Post and posted on the district website. Roll call, please.
Thank you, Board President. Ms. Alvarez, Mr. Custis,
Present.
Ms. Gillespie,
Present.
Mr. Gonzalez,
Present.
Mr. Hudson,
Present.
Mr. Lebo Martinez,
Present.
Ms. Merricks, Vice President Nelson,
Present.
President Mohammed.
Present.
We do have a quorum. At this time, given the change in our meeting for this month, a number of our student representatives are unable to be here due to prior obligations that they had outside, Board President.
At this time, I want to stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Board President, this time I'd like to call upon our board committees to present their committee reports for the month of April. Given the recent spring break that the district did have, we only have one committee report. The other two committees will be reporting out at our May meeting. So we have Mr. Hudson reporting on behalf of the Policy and Governance Committee.
Thank you.
Thank you. Good evening, everyone. The Policy and Governance Committee, we met last week, I believe, and we discussed the verbiage and language of updating the Code of Conduct. We'll be meeting again next month to make the final changes and present the final draft to the board for consideration.
Thank you, Mr. Hudson. At this time, I will turn the meeting over to the superintendent to present the superintendent's report for April.
Thank you, Board Secretary. At this time, I'd like to invite the board to transition down to the audience so that I may share our superintendent's report for the month of April. Good evening, everyone. How's everyone this evening? It's good to see all of your faces, and it's so good to be back together again. And it is my honor, privilege, and pleasure to serve and to share with you this evening our April Advisory Board Superintendent's Report. And the theme for this month and the theme that we have been focusing on is it's okay to be different as we celebrate Autism Awareness Month. And you'll hear a little bit more about how the district embraced that month. But before we move any further, I'd like to take this opportunity to pause so that we can come together and share a moment of silence in honor of Miss Raina Molina. Miss Raina Molina was an early childhood administrator for decades in the East Camden neighborhood at St. Joseph's Daycare. And unfortunately, she passed away. So at this time, let us please, in honor of an early childhood educator, take a moment to observe and acknowledge Miss Raina Molina. Thank you. So as I shared before, it's good for us to be back together after a refreshing spring break, and we will be sharing with you some updates and some very special highlights that have occurred over the past month in the Camden City School District. Similar to all of our previous board meetings, tonight we're going to focus on a few topics for the month of April and feature some amazing district highlights. And I'll start first, though, by ensuring that we're all on the same page when it comes to our continued response to COVID-19 and our continued masking practices. So if you take a look at the next slide, you'll notice, and this is a slide that I continuously refer to make sure we're all grounded as a school community in our district's response, our continued response to COVID-19. As many of you see in the news, there are variants that continue to emerge with regard to the COVID-19 virus. And so as a school district, we have taken the stance out of an abundance of caution to continue to mask. And so we want to make sure that our staff members and our students continue to remain safe and that we don't have to worry about closing school for any reason. We want to make sure there's continuous continuity of instruction. So again, as a district, this is just a reminder. We have a very low vaccination rate, and that is the same throughout our city. Less than 15% of our eligible student population are vaccinated. Additionally, we want to make sure that we keep the masking policy in place to protect our youngest learners who do not have the opportunity to have the vaccine yet. And also, we want to make sure that we're keeping the transmission of the virus low. So again, we will continue to monitor and to update you on our vaccination rates, transmission rates, and the county's Cali scores so that we will make sure that every decision we make, especially with regard to masking, is being done and rooted in doing everything necessary to ensure that all of our students and staff members remain safe. So we want to thank you for your continued partnership, all of our families that continuously work with us. We have few incidences of students who refuse to wear masks, and our staff members are very compliant, and we want to thank you, and we believe that that's why the transmission rate in our schools has decreased. We will continue to keep you updated on that very important topic. And in addition, on the next slide, we just want to make sure that we are reminding you and inviting you to take a part of, if it's your desire and your choice, our free pop-up vaccination clinics. One of the principles we focus on, again, is maximizing the number of in-person instructional days that we have as a district. So in addition to staff and student testing, we also are continuing to offer our vaccination clinics throughout the year. So please take advantage of these clinics. You see the times, the dates, the times, and the locations of our clinics. We have them in school buildings, and we try to make sure that we place them in areas that are easily accessible to our families. And again, we are so grateful for our partnership with the Camden Coalition of Healthcare Providers, the New Jersey Department of Health, the County Department of Health, Miguel's Pharmacy, Cooper, and Virtua. So this is definitely an effort that the school district has been able to benefit from the great partners that we have. So let's take advantage of this, and you can exercise your choice. This is not mandated, but we want to make sure that the vaccine and any boosters are easily and readily accessible to you. Moving on to the next slide, we have a few other updates that we would like to share with you. Thank you. And before we continue to move forward, I'm so excited because there are so many great things that we want to share with you. We also have some student performers who are here today to share with us. In honor of National Poetry Month, we have students from Yorkshire School. Those students are Gabrielle Garcia, Chrisette Cooper, Abby Camparo, and then we also have from Creative Arts, Mr. Eric Muse. So let's give our students a round of applause. Yorkshire students, you can feel free to come up now and share your poetry with us. And we're here with you. You don't have to be afraid. We're so glad to have you here. I love to share the podium with students. These are the people who are going to take our jobs in the future. Yes, yes indeed. So this is your podium as well. Whenever you're ready, you go ahead. Oh, here we are. Just tell us your name and your grade, and then you can introduce.
My name and my grade?
Your name and your grade.
Okay. My name is Gabriel Garcia in grade 4. And I'm going to share a poem for you all. It's a reading poem. It's realistic fiction, exploration, and adventure. Dreaming illustrations, new worlds, great words.
Thank you, Gabrielle. Thank you. Great job. And you're going to speak. This microphone is tiny, so you just have to speak in your loudest, like outside voice, if you can. Okay? And first, tell us your name
My name is Chrisette Cooper,
and what grade are you in?
4th.
Excellent.
Spring by Chrisette Cooper. Sunshine, pop goes the soda, relax at a picnic, imagining the butterflies, noticing the lake sparkling grassy green grass.
My name is Abigail Campero. I am in 4th grade. Mexico by Abigail Campero. I see crowded parades. I smell tacos of carnitas. I touch white and gold guitars. I taste sweet bread. I hear happy music. And I also did it in Spanish. Yo veo bandas. Yo huelo. Yo veo bandas, yo huelo tacos de carnitas, yo toco guitarras blancas y doradas, yo pruebo pan dulce, yo escucho música alegre.
Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
My name is Amira Fussell, and I am in 4th grade. Adrianette, when you are near me, words bubbling up like soda pop, though you hardly ever notice.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Awesome job. Awesome job. He wants to do his again because he wasn't heard.
My name is Gabriel Garcia. I'm in 4th grade. Realistic fiction, exploration, and adventure. Dreaming with illustrations. New worlds, great words.
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you very much. Great job. Excellent job, Yorkshire students. And now we'll have our high schooler, Mr. Eric Muse, to share his poetry.
How you guys doing? My name's Eric Muse. I'm a senior at Creative Arts High School, and I'm here to perform a poem. This is called Howling at the Moon. So, there's this girl that I like. She's the kind of girl you sell your soul for. Eyes like heartbreak and lips like life. Show me your clouds and fill my sky. Teach me how to breathe again. It's not good enough, you think? I'll be right here if you need me, said the moon. I just hope that you will see me like the way I see you. Nah, that's not good enough either. You know, it feels like I'm talking to myself, and it never really helps. Sometimes I hope and wish you're next to me. I want you to see the best in me. I haven't been feeling the best, you see. I gotta get these problems off my chest. You won't ever catch me stressing. Won't ever catch a frown on my face. I won't ever let this world get in my way. You remind me of the sun that shines down on me when I'm in need of warmth and protection. It's not good enough either. You know, it's like a feeling. Love is only a feeling, and I'm not feeling this particular feeling right now, and there's just a lot on my mind, and it's hard for me to breathe right now, and on top of that, I imagine that you're next to me. And I'm looking at you like, whew, you're a blessing. And that's what you are, talented and strong. That's the woman that I need. That's the woman for me. That's the woman for easy. That's the woman who gonna let me breathe freely. You're more precious than a flower. Flower girl, that's your nickname. Baby, don't you know these flowers in my heart only grow for you? You the flower in the barrel of the gun, and if the sun can talk, I wonder if it'll tell the night just how lovely it is with all those stars shining bright. Whew. You know, she likes rap, and I like rap. So wouldn't it make sense if I were to make a rap for her? So, can I get some participation? So, hold on. Boom. Boom. 1, 2. I'll be your knight in shining armor, cause the days is getting harder. Carry you through these storms, Hakuna Matata. You're the tiny bit of norm, and that's okay. We can escape through these portals and enter a new reality. I think I found the meaning of love. And what it means to me, I searched all over the galaxy. I'm just bound to the thought of you, hope, and you bound to the thought of me. Because as the nights is getting cold and the war is getting colder, I hope there's an angel hoping it's you on my shoulder. As the nights is getting cold and the war is getting colder, I hope there's an angel hoping it's you on my shoulder. As the nights is getting cold and the war is getting colder, I hope there's an angel hoping it's you on my shoulder. As the nights is getting cold and the war is getting colder, I hope there's an angel hoping it's you on my shoulder. Thank you.
Excellent, excellent, excellent. Let's give all of our poets a round of applause. The Camden City School District poets. I love it, love it, love it. We have so much talent in all of our schools, and it is so wonderful across this beautiful city. Thank you for sharing your gifts with us. And I'm so proud of our youngest learners who came up as well and fought through the fear, fought through the nerves, fought through the intimidation of seeing all of our adult faces, and they did an outstanding job. You did an outstanding job. We saw you, we heard you, and we know you put so much into your work. So we look forward to hearing more from you. Thank you so much. And so we're going to continue with a few other highlights, and these highlights are in the areas of teaching and learning, operations, and staffing. So if we move to the next slide, we just want to remind everyone that we have begun our NJSLA testing, our state testing. First, students in grades 3 through 11 have begun to take the New Jersey State Assessment. And what I want to share with you is that student attendance is so very important, not just for testing, but every single day. Well, we want to make sure that our participation rates are the highest that they can be for our New Jersey SLA testing. And so it's important during this time to please make sure that your children get a good night's sleep, that they are able to hear from you and you talk to them about being confident and about the importance of trying their best on the assessment, of giving their best on the assessment. The assessment is computer-based unless modifications are required. If you have any questions, please reach out to your children's teacher or your child's school leader or the family operations coordinator, and they can answer any questions that you may have. But we just wanted to make sure that everyone was aware that we have begun our NJSLA testing. This is important because we haven't tested in a while in this manner because of COVID. We know that state testing was suspended, and we all have to remind ourselves of what is important when it comes to making sure our young people are able to show what they know on testing. So it behooves all of us to just remember good night's sleep, confidence, do your best job. And that's all that we're asking of you. So thank you for that reminder, and thank you families for helping us to support our young people in this effort. Next, we are excited to announce that we will be offering in-person summer school and credit recovery operations this year. We just wanted to make sure our families know early. We'll share out more information on this in next month's board report, and it will also be highlighted on our district website. But it's important for you to know that our summer programming this year will go from July 5th through August 4th. and it will run from 8:30 a.m. until 3 o'clock p.m. And so we are very excited that the program will be longer. We want to make sure it's exciting, fun, and enriching, but also that we're using this time to continue to help our young people to catch up on any skills that may have lapsed while we were in, the height of the pandemic and learning remotely. So please be on the lookout for registration information. It will be released soon. The 2 locations for our summer programming will be Caddo and HB Wilson. We will have busing to make sure that we can pick up students at locations in the neighborhood and then bring them back at the end of the program. So transportation will be provided as a part of our summer programming. And you will, again, hear more information about this later. Please, as soon as it comes out, register, take advantage of it, because it's a safe space for our young people, and it's also going to be an enriching place. Learning will be going on this summer in the Camden City School District. And speaking about learning and testing and the importance of being here every day, we have launched, in our last board meeting, we launched the Attend Today, Achieve Tomorrow campaign. And that is all we're doing is ensuring that we are acknowledging the efforts of our parents working with our schools to make sure that our young people are in school every day. So members of the student support team continue to work collaboratively with school leaders, school teams, students, and with our parents regarding increasing daily attendance in all of our schools. This work includes using attendance data to create proactive initiatives that increase attendance and reduce barriers for families so that students will be able to attend school every day and all day. So on time and every day. All school leaders in our district have been working hard to improve daily attendance at their schools. And last month, during our school board meeting, we recognized one school, Creative Arts High School, for consistently reaching 90% average daily attendance or better for the month. This month, I am pleased to share that we now have 5 schools. So we went from 1 to 5 schools that reached 90% average daily attendance for the month of March. For the month of March, I would like to recognize and give kudos and high fives to the following principals. I don't know if we have any of our principals here tonight, Dr. Martinez. We have representation. Excellent. So I'm going to ask Dr. Martinez to come up alongside me to support in giving out these certificates, because this is incredibly, incredibly important. And so, all right, if I had a drum roll, I would get one, but we don't have a drum roll right now. But this is very, very, very important. Caddo Family School achieved 93% overall average daily attendance for the month of March. Let's give Caddo School a round of applause. Okay. The next school to be highlighted is Dudley, the Thomas H. Dudley Family School, 92% overall average daily attendance. Dudley School. The next school, Creative Arts School, 92% overall average daily attendance for the month of March. Dr. Henry H. Davis Family School, 90% overall average daily attendance for the month of March. Next, Forest Hill School, 90% overall average daily attendance for the month of March. Davis in the house. Davis School in the house. Awesome, awesome. Thank you, thank you. I don't have my glasses on, that's why I didn't see you coming. Awesome job. Oh, wait. Picture, yes.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you for your leadership. Thank you. Oh, all of them were. Big Picture Learning Academy, 90% overall ADA for the month of March. Brim Medical Arts Academy, 90% average daily attendance. Oh, I can see some people coming down. Awesome, awesome. Brim? Creative Arts, Brim. We moved her. Ms. Pruitt. Awesome. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. Awesome. Let's give all of our schools a round of applause. And again, we do this so that you will see that we are acknowledging the hard work and effort of our school communities, but we also want to drive home the importance of attendance every single day. Chronic absenteeism is something that we are going to eradicate in the Camden City School District. I'll say it one more time. Chronic absenteeism is something that we're going to eradicate in this district, because if we don't do it, then our young people won't be able to benefit. You saw the wonderful young people who came up here today. They go to school. They learn. They are able to be poured into by our educators. And I need your help as superintendent. We need your help as a district to work together to make sure that our young people get to school every day. Because if they don't, then we are in danger of having more of them to drop out. So I behoove you, myself included, all of us, to work together and to get more creative with the ways that we are inspiring and motivating our young people to come to school. But that is why we take the time to acknowledge the attendance and why it's so important. Let's move on to the next slide. And what I want to share with you here is an update. We know that at the beginning of the year, we heard concerns about the climate and culture at our Camden High School campus, which is the newest building that has opened up in our district. And as a district, I just want you to know that we continue to monitor and be responsive to what you share with us, because we are accountable to you and the board to make sure that we are doing everything possible to make changes so that things will get better and better for our young people. So as one highlight, I just want to share with you that we continue as a district to invest in the social emotional learning for our young people. As an example, we presently have 4 climate and culture coordinators actively engaging with our students at the high school. They are responsible, along with the school leadership, for ensuring a safe and orderly campus. Now, does that mean that we will eradicate all fights? That is our goal. That has not happened yet, but we have reduced significantly the number of incidents of fights and conflicts amongst our students. These individuals are helping to support that effort and helping us to be more proactive. They are present during breakfast and lunch to monitor and engage with students before and during the school day. They are working with students on school beautification projects. This includes hanging positive affirmations and posters around the building. They have started student recognition activities such as birthday shout-outs and locker decorations. They have also begin to implement restorative practice meetings with students, meaning that even if you make a mistake, there's a way to be restored back. All of us, even adults, make mistakes. And we need to make sure that our young people know that in school, if they make a mistake or if there is a disciplinary infraction, that there is a way to be restored back so that we can keep them in school and keep them on the road to graduating on time. And so 2 deans have also started at Camden High and are working on addressing discipline issues. They are working closely with our climate and culture coordinators. And so the climate culture coordinators and the deans are working with students on an ongoing basis on such skills as interpersonal relationships, decision-making, and problem-solving. So we will continue to report out to you on our investments and making sure that we are enhancing our social and emotional learning and supports throughout our entire district. But we wanted to start with one school where we heard a lot of feedback at the beginning of the year. So we thank you for your feedback, and we will continue to update you accordingly. Next slide, moving to our operations division. As you heard back in February, our operations teams and on all of our campuses are embracing the color green. Brim and HB Wilson schools have already received a silver and bronze certification from Sustainable Jersey for Schools, respectively. Throughout this year, all of our remaining schools have been working toward a bronze certification award by June, and we are excited about the progress our schools and operations teams are making toward this goal. The related activities include reestablishing the district-wide green team with a representative from each school, conserving resources by managing and minimizing waste, focusing on indoor air quality, temperature, moisture, ventilation, and acoustics, continued use of green cleaning chemicals, supplies, and practices, increasing the use of locally grown foods, and providing nutrition sessions to students around meals they can make from their own school-based edible gardens. All of this work demonstrates our commitment as a district to sustainability. And on the heels of Earth Day earlier this month, this is such an important topic, and we hear all of the conversations around climate change and what's happening to our world, and we want to make sure our young people are being trained to be good stewards of our world, because they will be here long after we're gone. We also want to make sure that we're providing a high-quality environment that promotes health and productivity for all. So we will continue to encourage all members of our school communities to share your feedback and interest with your school's front office team, or connect with the Solution Center to learn more about how you can support this initiative. Moving right along to staffing. We are pleased to announce the launch of our district's Staff Connection Program. The Staff Connection Program is a permanent employee engagement program that aims to deepen staff members' connection with our workplace and with each other. This will allow us to make our district a better place to work. We are gathering feedback from staff via a listening tour that will be coming up soon. Through surveys and roundtables, we will identify staff members' concerns and then develop strategies to address them. Here at the Camden City School District, we value our staff members and are committed to showing them how much they are valued, especially, and I know I keep this recurring theme of the pandemic keeps coming up, but especially all throughout the pandemic and even now as we are readjusting to being back full-time in person, our educators are truly the unsung heroes, our teachers, every staff member, from custodians to security officers to school leaders, all of our staff members in this district, central office included, have gone above and beyond the call of duty and have pressed beyond their own personal losses throughout and during the pandemic to serve our young people. So we want to make sure that as an organization, and this effort is being led by the work of our Chief Talent Officer. I'm going to ask her to stand, and she's going to really try to throw something at me. But if we can have our Chief Talent Officer, Miss Allison Solomon, to please stand up, because Allison and the DTLR team have been working diligently to make sure that this is a real effort, and that we are doing our best to listen and to be responsive to the needs of our staff members. Because if our staff members feel valued and encouraged and happy, that's the service that they're going to give to our young people. They're going to do it in a way that we want them to. So thank you so much again for you and the work of the DTLR team in leading this effort. As we continue, absolutely, as we continue to look at the work of staffing and the DTLR team, one of the things we want to continue to do, and this is something that has been a request of our board members, is to continue to understand what our teacher vacancy rate is and what that means for our instruction and what we do in this district. So if you take a look here, you'll see that we still hover around 5% when it comes to our teacher vacancy rate. That is made up of 34 positions, and if you take a look, you'll see that special education is where we have the highest number of vacancies, and that's 10 out of 149 teachers. So as you take a look at that list, it's very important to just remember the overall context. The rise in teaching vacancies nationally, it's not just here in Camden, but nationally, can be attributed to several reasons. From fewer people applying to be teachers, more teachers retiring and leaving the profession, to roles being left open as a direct result of COVID. Rest assured, however, that the Camden City School District is continuing to work relentlessly to fill all of our teacher vacancies, and this slide just represents where we are currently, but we have not stopped, and we continue to move forward to try to fill all of those vacancies. In just a few moments, you're going to also hear from one of our partner organizations who are helping us to really think outside of the box and to utilize our paraprofessionals, support them so that they can become teachers, and then we can build our own pipeline of teachers right here in the Camden City School District. So we're not always dependent upon looking outside, but we can also look within to hire teachers. I remember, just as a personal note, when I was growing up, my mom was a paraprofessional at Woodrow Wilson, soon to be Eastside High, and she worked and had the opportunity to earn her degree to become a teacher, an elementary school teacher, by going through a similar program. So I can tell you that it changed my life. I saw her work through. In the daytime, she worked as a single mom and went to school at night over at Camden County College and Rowan at Glassboro State College when it was right here in Camden. And she was able to do that because there were organizations that partnered. So I am glad to see that we're going to be able to have more paraprofessionals, if they desire to, who can go through this program and actually become teachers. And that will help us to close the vacancy rate in an even greater way. Next slide. And I set that up nicely, didn't I? Oh, okay, no, I have one more slide before that. Bus drivers, I got it very excited. Bus drivers. We are now hiring. We are hiring bus drivers. And we want to make sure that we share this with you because we know we had a very difficult year this year with transportation. Next year, we are poised, as has already been shared by our school business administrator, Mr. Ray Cox, to have our own fleet of buses again in the Camden City School District. We are looking to have at least 12 to 13 buses that will be operated. Thank you. I thought somebody might want to be excited about that. I was just going to keep talking until somebody got it. It's okay. But we are excited because we know that we want our young people to get to school every day without any issues. And if transportation is an issue, then we're not going to be able to meet that goal. And so we are very excited that we're actively hiring bus drivers for the 22-23 school year. We're looking at it for at least 12 bus drivers to support our bus fleet and provide transportation to students. If a candidate does not have his or her commercial driver's license, or CDL, we will train them within a 6-month period to get their license. So that is something that is also very, very important. And if you have a bus driver CDL, then the starting salary would be $50,000 per year. And that's not bad for a starting salary for bus drivers, plus benefits. Plus benefits, $50,000 a year plus benefits. So please, please, please apply today. If you know someone who wants to be a bus driver, apply today. We're doing it early. It's April because we don't want any excuses. When September hits, we want all of our young people to be, so help us please to help our young people. And so now I can kick it over to Mr. Kyrie Golden, who's going to talk about Camden U, which is a little bit about how we're going to support paraprofessionals or other individuals who might want to enter into education. So is Kyrie here? Come on down, Kyrie, come on. Again, this is Mr. Kyrie Golden. He is from Camden U, and he has a lot to share with us, and he's passionate. So get ready. Don't be shy. Just let it all, just talk to us tonight, okay?
Thank you.
You're welcome, not a problem. Do you need this deck or you're good? Okay, you're great.
I'm just like jump right on into it. Hello, how y'all doing? It's good to see y'all. I don't necessarily need a microphone as long as y'all can hear me. I'm so humbled to be here right now before you. I went to school in this city. I love this city so much. Josie, I'm gonna try to stay on point. I got the opportunity to lead something that I hope is gonna outlast me. It's gonna be bigger than me. It's called Camden U. It's a pathway for people to complete college. If you know anybody, not even just in the city of Camden, anybody that needs a chance to finish college, Camden U is a pathway. They can complete an associate's degree or a bachelor's degree. I have concentrations in business, communications, and we have a teacher pathway program. If you know anybody that aspires to be a teacher, just heard our superintendent talk about the severe teacher shortage that's not just happening here in the city of Camden. It's in Camden County, the state of New Jersey. It's all across the country. We need teachers. Some of the best ones are already in the city of Camden, in the classrooms that are teaching the babies that are right here, right now. I got a chance to go into Forest Hill. I went to Forest Hill. I have a paraprofessional there. She's a parent. She has students in this district. It's a complete circle. There's nobody that's more equipped, that's better prepared to teach our babies than someone who's also a parent that lives here in the city. Camden U is opening doors. I have resources. If you know somebody that needs a scholarship, if you know somebody that has a felony and can't get financial aid, if you know somebody that just needs a chance, holler at me. My name is Kyrie Golden. My email address is kyrie.golden@camdenu.org. I can help. I have been placed in a strategic position to help people. I didn't ask to be in this position. I did a lifetime of work at Leap Academy, and I got the opportunity to lead this. I'm standing on the shoulders of some people like my man Valio, like Miss Nye. There's an ecosystem of brilliance that's happening in this city. I've been here my whole life and I've seen it. I've seen it grow. I was in CHIPS. And now I see these same babies. I see my Eric Muse. Yo, you take a lesson from him. Especially you young people, you ever get a chance to get on a microphone, you better not leave that stage until you get your money's worth. Eric Muse, thank you. This program is not for you, though. I want you to go to the best college in the world. I'm sure you have plenty of opportunities, whether it's Cornell, Caltech, wherever. But for anybody else, working adults, it's fast, flexible, and affordable. You can complete this program anywhere, anyhow, at your own pace. I will be there by your side to guide you through. I have a team of degree navigators. This is college done differently. It's like nothing you've ever heard of before. I know it sounds crazy. I thought it was crazy too when they pitched me the idea. But I'm a little bit crazy, and I'm crazy enough to think that it can work. I'm crazy enough to believe that the city of Camden can continually get better. I'm staking my life for it because I love this city that much. Thank you for listening to me. CamdenU.org. That's it. I'm gonna go sit down. I'm sorry. I'm just like a little bit nervous. Thank you.
It's okay. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being here. Again. Yes, we are. Yes, we are. And you know what? You never have to apologize for passion. Not passion for Camden City. Not passion for the Camden City School District or any other passion for Camden City kids. I don't care where they are, what school they're in. It doesn't matter. We know we're raising the next generation. Thank you so much for your passion. If you have any questions or need to get in touch with Mr. Golden, he will be here. And if you need more information, feel free to reach out to our Parent Solution Center, and they will give you contact information. We will also have his information on our website. and please spread the word. This is an opportunity of a lifetime, and these opportunities may not always exist. So we want to take advantage of them now. And in the home stretch, district highlights. This is one of my favorite parts, and this is an opportunity for us to, again, just celebrate the great things that are happening in your Camden City School District. So first, we want to start off. We know that last month there was a resolution passed for the renaming of the Early Childhood Development Center to the Martha F. Wilson Early Childhood Development Center, and it was long overdue. For those of you who remember Mrs. Wilson, you may recall how she went above and beyond for our youngest learners right here in Camden. So by having her name on the building at ECDC, it is a clear reminder and will serve as a reminder for years to come that we not only cherish and respected her, but also we respect and cherish what she stood for. So be on the lookout to see that signage. This is just a rendering, but you'll see the signage over time so that we're in place for the upcoming school year. Next highlight, if you can take a look at these beautiful faces and our partners, I want to take you to Forest Hill, where readers are indeed leaders. I had the honor alongside of our own mayor, Honorable Mayor Victor Karstafen, County Commissioner Al Dyer, Camden County Metro Police Department Captain Coley, and our amazing advisory board members to kick off our 2022 Bookmates event. The Bookmates program is offered in partnership with the Jewish Community Relations Council of Southern New Jersey. The program aims to provide a nurturing one-on-one literacy experience for children to encourage them to develop good reading habits. The experience is also designed to provide our youngest students with positive interactions with police officers and community leaders so they can begin to build those bonds early on. And so we're excited that that is also back in person. Next slide highlights one of our partners that we often work together with. Earlier this month, the school district and our partners at Subaru were honored with the 2022 Philadelphia Business Journal Faces of Philanthropy Award for their work with the Subaru Classroom Adoption Initiative. This honor is a true indication of how important partnerships and collaborations are. Those partnerships and collaborations matter. Next slide. This time of the year is always so very rewarding. A few weeks ago, we were able to partner with the Rotary Club of Camden to celebrate our 2022 Back on Track Scholars. This distinguished group was selected by our school community for the progress they have made on the path toward high school graduation, and this is across all of our high schools. I'm extremely proud of these students, for they realize that the ability to make a mistake, these are some students who got off track, they made a mistake, but they owned it, they learned from it, and they chose to get back on track. That is a skill that is something to be applauded. They are indeed back on track. This is 30 of our high school students who are back on track, and we will continue to push until we can get all of our young people back on track. On April 12th and 13th, the Big Picture Learning Academy, well, this was an awesome event, hosted an affinity convening, and 35 school and district leaders from various cities around the country, including Oakland, Boston, Kansas City, Louisville, and New York, came to the Big Picture Learning Academy. This experience allowed us to see firsthand school operations in real time, coupled with the time dedicated to collaborate with like-minded leaders. During the 2 days, visitors got a chance to share experiences from their own schools and learn from one another. And I can tell you that the organizers of the event were so impressed by what they saw. They said this was one of the best high schools in the nation. And I said, you are absolutely right. And so we're going to continue to work and push to ensure that we live out what that perception is. So again, hats off to Principal Tim Jenkins and Big Picture Learning Academy. And I don't even have to say anything about this next slide. We all saw it. The Parade of Champions. It was an awesome, awesome day. That was just a great day. And the slides here don't capture it. It was just a great day. But this slide does show just how exciting the day was. Because of our amazing city and county partners, we had the chance to celebrate our own. Thank you to our partners at the mayor's office, the county, the Camden County Police Department, our advisory board members. Our advisory board president led us as the MC, and I'm telling you, we were psyched and ready to go once we got down to that waterfront. And the Camden Community Partnership, who helped us plan this day and honor our phenomenal student athletes. And I want to pause and say this. I'm going to get in trouble again, but Advisory Board Vice President Nanamdi Nelson, I want to take this opportunity to also publicly, on behalf of the board president, I know you wouldn't mind, thank you. Thank you for your vision. Thank you for, yes, that's right, that's right, that's right. Thank you for your vision, for your persistence, for your insistence that we do something to honor our young people. And it just was beautiful because everyone could come together. But where there is no vision, the people perish. So thank you for that vision. So we're going to continue to celebrate our young people on and off the court and the field. All right, and the next slide, look at them, look at them, look at them, look at them. The Camden Girls Track Team. The Camden Girls Track Team competed at the Woodbury Relays this past Saturday. They won the 4x100, they won the 4x400, receiving gold watches. They received gold watches. Yes. And they finished second in the 4x200 and shuttle hurdles and fourth in the sprint medley relay. They will be representing Camden City again this weekend at the Penn Relays. So let's send all of our positive vibes their way for safe travels and great victory. You know it is so important that our male scholar athletes and our female scholar athletes know that we are behind each group 100%. And so I am just so pleased that our scholar athletes, they're absolutely amazing. And now we're going to go over and celebrate some more students. This is what it's about, putting students first. Congratulations to Creative Arts Concert Choir. Yes. So you've already heard the news. You must have heard the news already. Our Creative Arts Concert Choir scholars and directors, Ms. Bonita Farmer and Mr. Omar Frederick Pratt, for their 5 gold wins in Orlando, Florida, at the Florida Choral Competition. So this is a national competition. They won a gold medal in concert choir, a gold medal in women's choir, a gold medal in madrigals, a gold medal in jazz choir, a gold medal in show choir, and a spirit and maestro award. They cleaned up and cleaned out. And so we are very, very proud of your commitment to your talents, your school, and the Camden City community. Keep singing and keep being great. Thank you to all of our parents, staff, chaperones, sponsors for donating your time and money to help to make sure our young people can travel around the nation and the world and showcase their talents. We appreciate them. We're almost there. It's not my fault. There's so many great things happening. But the Women of the Dream authors, if you see these young people here, and I left the book in my book bag, but 10 young women from Women of the Dream in Camden can add published author to their resumes with the February 28th release of Speak, Young Brown People Speak. We Are Listening, published by A.L. Savvy Publications. The book features 16 essays, poems, affirmations, and artwork sharing teens' thoughts, views, and experiences with social, economic, and environmental injustice. The Meet the Student Authors press conference was held last week at the Camden High campus. Congratulations to our student authors. Our mayor was there, board members. We all just came together as a community to celebrate these young ladies and the work that they have done. Next slide. Moving to our youngest learners, as Autism Awareness Month comes to an end. We had a chance this morning to participate in Let's Go Blue Day and read the book My Brother Charlie to students affected by autism. Holly Robinson Pete, actor and mom of an adult son with autism, shared the book with her daughter, Ryan Elizabeth. At the age of 12, Ryan wrote My Brother Charlie with her mom to help share awareness about autism with other children who have been touched by the autism spectrum disorder in some way. Students and teachers at our early childhood community and the Cream School will also participate in activities all week long to celebrate differences in an effort to bring awareness, attention, and acceptance of these very special children. Next slide. Thank you, Covanta. This is just a thank you note. We want to thank our partners over at Covanta for donating 50 gift cards to our families for Easter. We appreciate you, Covanta. And moving forward to our next few and final slides, I do want to highlight a very, very special partnership. Camden College Signing Day will be held on Friday, May 6th from 10 o'clock till 2 o'clock p.m., and it will be held down at the Waterfront Park. We will have transportation provided for students, high school seniors to come together, but please mark your calendars. This is the first ever Camden College Signing Day event. The first ever. And it's because of collaboration and partnership. There are no big I's and no little U's. This is about people coming together to pull their resources and ideas for students. So you can see the sponsors. We have the Camden Education Fund, the Camden City School District, and the City of Camden coming together. This will benefit all high schoolers in the Camden. Public, Renaissance, charter, parochial, all high schoolers who are seniors who are going to college. It's a day for us to celebrate all of our brilliance in our high school senior population. And so we want to make sure that the Camden City School District has 100% of our high schoolers going to college to participate in this event. It was started by First Lady Michelle Obama's Reach Higher initiative. College Signing Day is an opportunity to celebrate students committing to pursue their education past high school. And so it doesn't matter if a student wants to earn a 2-year degree, a 4-year degree, a certificate or industry recognized credential, transfer to a new institution, or enlist in the military. We want to celebrate them. So this is for all of our students who are moving on, even if it's not for college, for all those other areas, we want to celebrate them. And so we're looking forward to celebrating on that day. And on May 23rd, please mark your calendars and join us for the ribbon cutting of the Camden City School District Welcome Center. We are just weeks away from the ribbon cutting and grand opening of our Welcome Center at Vets School. We've been trying to do this for a long time, but the pandemic got in the way and we were unable to do so. But now, in partnership with the Camden Education Association, the New Jersey Education Association, us and the State Department of Education, we are able to launch this day. It'll be a day of fun, food, activities. I mean, they're laying it all out. But the whole idea is that we want to make sure that our families know that the Welcome Center will help support immigrant families so that they can play a bigger role in their child's education. They'll receive registration and placement into language assistance programs, participate in literacy workshops, and so much more. So please mark your calendars and be there. Join us at Vets on May 23rd, and let's have a wonderful time celebrating another first in our district. And next, support youth entrepreneurs, calling all youthpreneurs. We have partnered with the DARE Academy from the Soul of a Child and Camden City to encourage all young entrepreneurs to sign up and showcase their businesses. This will be a student-led event from the DJ to the host. We want you to come out and support our students. So far, we have over 50 student vendors who are going to participate, and we want to push and make sure that we're able to celebrate our young people's Creative and Entrepreneurial Brilliance. It will take place June 25th at Camden High campus in the gym from 11 till 3. So we will continue to have this information. If you are a student and you are interested in signing up, please visit any of the previously named partners to reserve your spot. From the Soul of a Child, Dare Academy, the city, or Camden City School District, we are partnering and we want to help celebrate our young entrepreneurs or our youthpreneurs. Next slide is just a reminder that the superintendent's board presentation will be posted on our website. So just in case you missed anything or want to share it with other community or family members, please look on our website and you will see this information. Thank you for your patience. We're going to return to the stage to continue and conclude our board meeting, and then we'll acknowledge our retirees first. At this time, I'll turn it over to the board president or his designee to acknowledge our retirees.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, Madam Superintendent. Board Member Cameron Hudson.
Thank you, Board President Mohammed. Tonight, we would like to thank our retirees. Thank you for going above and beyond during your years of service and bringing out the best of our students. Your devotion and to our children and Camden City families planted the seeds of growth in their lives and made the sometimes tireless and thankless commitment to watering children with big dreams into great achievers. On behalf of the board president and the rest of the Camden City Advisory Board, we would like to wish you good luck on your new journey and your future endeavors. Thank you so much. I got caught up in that. I was feeling that a little bit. Yeah. So here are the following retirees. Forgive me if I mispronounce your name. Awilda Alago, for 31 years of service. Thank you. Amber Byer, 25 years of service. Thank you. William Brennan, 17 years of service. Maritza Gutierrez, 30 years of service. And Dale Cottrell, 2 years of service. Thank you so much and good luck.
Thank you. We turn it back over to the school district.
Thank you, Board President. At this time, I'll turn it over to our Board Secretary to take us through. We're so glad to see that we have two of our student reps who came, and we want to make sure that we hear their voices tonight. Board Secretary.
Thank you, Superintendent. First to report out tonight on behalf of the students of Woodrow Wilson and Sewer Academy, we have Jazara Sanchez.
Good afternoon. My name is Jazara Sanchez, and I'm from the SOAR program in Woodrow Wilson. And yesterday, I was on a Zoom meeting, and I did address some issues and one GLOW. And like yesterday, I did address that the Wi-Fi wasn't as good as it was before. Before when the that virus that was in. That entered the Wi-Fi and affected everybody's computers and deleted everybody's grades. And now it's just worse than before. And also, I believe that the school lunch is better than before, and a lot of students are eating it, and some students aren't. But I just think they just choose not to eat it. But I mean, you know, it's their choice. Also, I did also say that that I went to the DMV, that there was a truck and next to the school or near the school for Woodrow Wilson, and some students, they got their permit or their state ID, and so I believe that's a glow up because some people, they have more opportunities. A lot of students have more opportunities to drive and get their license, and I was also one of them. And also, and that's all.
Thank you, Jazara. Next, we have tonight Avalez reporting out from Brim Medical Arts, as well as reporting on behalf of Big Picture Learning Academy.
Regarding Brim stuff, I would agree with Jazara about the Wi-Fi. It has like been slow, so my computer's been like really glitchy when I need to like do work and stuff. The food has also gotten better, like she said, but I feel like the portions might have gotten like a little smaller than what they used to be. Like today they served fries and like burgers and stuff, but we ended up getting like 5 fries with like a burger, which, you know, who's that gonna feed? Um, and then what to Kayla from Big Picture Learning Academy. Oh, sorry. And then Tequila had said that, good evening, everyone, that she's Tequila, a student representative for Big Picture Learning Academy. She can't be there due to a passing in her family, but she would like to share a glow and grow. A grow would be security. Anyone can just walk into the school and have no escort, yet they are let into our school and given direction that is so she doesn't like feel safe, nor neither does her peers. But a grow, as stated before, would have to be the lunch. The food has gotten way better, and our students are liking it. The salads are no longer frozen, and they now have seasoning for the food, and they love the water with the fruit options. That's all.
Thank you tonight. At this time, I'll turn the meeting back over to our superintendent.
Right, thank you very much. And what we'll do at this time, if it's okay, Board President, is to allow for there to be some responses for the board representatives. So if any board members have any questions or responses while the student board reps are still here, because we know that we have to release them early so they're ready for school and testing tomorrow, please feel free at this time, Board President.
Thank you, Madam Superintendent. Are there any board members that would like to have some questions, comments? Yes.
Not really questions. Just want to say thank you guys for coming out. I know we are on a different schedule this week, but again, like Superintendent said, with testing and everything, we really appreciate you coming and sharing with us.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Anyone else? Yes, Falio.
I did want to share with them that you showing up and telling us the truth is what is creating a lot of the innovation that you see, all these new programs. When you guys speak up and say, this is what we need, you know, lunch is getting better because you came in here and you were honest and you said it wasn't good. So I want you guys to know that we appreciate you. Keep being honest. Keep coming and telling us what you feel because we're here to listen. So thank you very much. Great job.
So thank you, Falio. Anyone else? It's a Cameron.
Yeah, I just want to say thank you for, coming tonight, making that sacrifice, being in school all day and coming here and taking on the challenge of representing your peers. That's not an easy thing to do. And sharing the concerns of the whole with the people that are making decisions on, how you interact in school every day. And it helps us to be able to shape policy and make school safer and better place for you to learn. So thank you so much.
Is that it? Okay, thank you very much. I echo everything everyone said.
Awesome. Thank you, Board President. And I just want to share in response so that yesterday, we met and had our Zoom meeting for this month. And afterwards, I did have a chance to share. We have a tracker that is collected every month with your concerns and comments, and we are able to hold accountable our staff members who are responsible for those areas. So today, we also had follow-up conversations, and we are working to ensure, especially the concerns around safety and feeling safe and making sure that visitors, when they enter the building, they're being escorted to the areas that they need to go to and not allowed just to go through the building. We're working on making sure that we refresh all of our staff members about that and other supports that will help to ensure that you and your colleagues, your peers, feel safe. And with regard to Wi-Fi, that's the other area I wanted to address, that we are looking at the number of drops that we have in our buildings for Wi-Fi to make sure that we have enough because we know that, there was a security breach. However, we want to make sure that every school's Wi-Fi is up to speed and running in an uninterrupted way. So please know that the technology teams are also working on that and have been working on it before you brought it up as well. But thank you for your voices in those areas. We appreciate you, and your voice does matter. At this time, We will transition into the public comment portion. I'll turn the meeting over to our general counsel today, Ms. Caitlin Fletcher, who's our covering counsel for today's meeting, to lead us through the public comment portion. Caitlin.
Good evening. The Camden City School District welcomes the attendance and comments from all members of the public at its meetings. This public comment period is your time to be heard on the agenda items in this meeting. This is not a time to engage in a dialogue with the board, but it is your time to present your comments to the board and superintendent. Each person who signed up to comment will have 3 minutes. You will be notified when your 3 minutes are up. You cannot yield your time to another person. When it is your turn to speak, please remain at the podium and address all of your comments to the general counsel or to the superintendent. Please be courteous to your fellow community members and keep your comments within the time frame allotted to you so that everyone has the opportunity to speak. At the end of the 3 minutes, the microphone will be cut off and we will end your comment. Please conduct yourself in a respectful and courteous manner. The First Amendment is not absolute, meaning that the board can prohibit language that is inappropriate. So for anyone whose comments or actions either harass, intimidate, or threaten the safety of any person, we will provide you with a warning or immediately end your comment time. In addition, if you curse, use vulgar language, or make personal attacks, we will provide you with a warning or end your comment time. We will not interrupt you during your 3 minutes of comments unless we deem it necessary. If a member of the public speaks about a staff member, interruption may be necessary to caution him or her of the danger of slander. Members of the audience should also not interrupt the speaker at the podium. If you have any questions, please ask your questions during your 3-minute comment period. After the public comment period is over, the superintendent or her designee will address your questions to the extent provided by law. I will begin by reading the written public comments before we receive The first written comment is from Jernica Quinones. I am a mother of a child that attends Eastside High School. There have been numerous accounts where I have been called up to the school and upon arrival due to my child being late. I have witnessed many children standing outside, including my own child. They first stated that the children who showed up closer to 9 a.m. had to wait until 9 a.m. to be let in. The security guards just inside were holding conversations and finding time for hilarious jokes. While on the outside, we have the best students Camden has to offer, no matter the circumstances in their environment or family dynamics at home. They still made a decision to show up to their educational setting that is not only a school, but also a safe haven for most children in our city. When I approached security to get an understanding of why the children were being delayed into the school, once the security guard turned around to approach me and take my concern, I stated to her that all these children need to be in school already, catching up in class. The security guard stated that they were late. Well, how much later they will be if they have to wait for a specific time to be let in, or more importantly, once security caught up enough on life and jokes to let the children in. Now the children are upset and now targeted as being aggressive. I had to keep reminding the security guard that this is torture for students' mental health and learning, and this is why it's a crisis environment. Multiple times I tried speaking to the principal about this matter, and she would always tell me she was busy at the moment and couldn't see me, until I decided to speak to someone else from the school. I spoke to Ms. Butler from the SW program, and she helped me by taking down all the information she needed to resolve my issue. As of today, April 26, 2022, they started letting children in a little earlier than 9 a.m. Thank you for your time. The next written comment. My name is Carla Villegas. I am a community outreach organizer for Ward 3, East Camden area. I am a mother of two students who attend Camden City School District schools. My job as a community outreach organizer is to encourage parents and children to participate in community meetings and public events and to build a strong peer support system. I work closely with families to address issues head-on and develop proactive solutions. Parents Invincible is partnering with Wazir Muhammad from East Camden Cares to host a Camden Super Dad celebration. The event will take place June 12, 2022, from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. at the Ralph Williams Memorial Park in East Camden. Camden Super Dads is a celebration honoring fathers and father figures throughout Camden City with a nice barbecue, children's activities, music, raffles, educational resources, and local vendors with amazing resources for all families. It would be an honor to have you all present to honor fathers and father figures. Not often enough do fathers get recognized for the great work they do with their children and in the city. Thank you, and hope to see you there. Here is the last written comment. My name is Josie Ocasio, and I'm one of the community outreach organizers for Parents Invincible. Tonight, I want to take this time to thank some board members for their time, dedication, and willingness in our community. Everyone here tonight on this panel has shown their support with Parents Invincible in their own way. We appreciate you all. I want to give a big shout out to Mr. Hudson and Mr. Gonzalez for showing up and engaging with our parents and their families on the Day for Bunnies event this month. Again, everyone on this panel has shown their dedication and their striving to create opportunities for our children. The Parent Solutions Center also has helped many of our families and helped them with solutions so that their children can succeed and achieve their goals. I'm looking to collaborate with this board so we can assure many other parents and students are getting support as well. Thank you so very much for this time tonight. At this time, I'm going to call up the people who signed up for the public portion. Kasami Watson.
Are hiring people back that did harm to our kids and harm to the outside of people that live on the outside, and y'all rehiring those people with people that's trying to get in, that's trying to get a job to help our kids. Is a problem doing that, but it's not a problem for the people that did harm to our kids already and left but came back and got a job. Two, the crossing at Creative Arts High School. You have two crossing guards at the top at Camden High. Nobody at that crossing right there where Creative Arts at. I almost got hit yesterday crossing two kids across the street. One was mine and one was a kid that I didn't even know, but I wanted to help him across the street. You have two up the top and you have a police officer that's sitting in the park across the street. So if y'all have a nice rapport with the police officers, ask them to come down where they was first at in the beginning of the school year, helping the kids cross the street. And on the sign-in, when people want to sign in and actually speak, if y'all can hold that off to at least 6 o'clock, because we all started at 5:30. Most people come here later on, but they don't have time to write down because by the time y'all get it out there, it's already done. So if y'all have a little bit more stretch time so people can write down their name so they can actually speak to the board, that'll be grateful too. And that'll be it for me. I've been asking for a meeting for people to talk to me about this security job. Haven't gotten that yet. But when I start coming here on the day of the meeting, people want to call me about the meeting. It's too late for that. I'm already coming. And I'm coming to help the kids. That's why they asked me to come back to help the kids. And that's why I would give up what I have to do to help the kids in Camden. But if we don't want that to happen, we can stop putting up, please help, because y'all don't want the help that people are giving. Thank you very much. Have a nice night.
And Daniel Jamo.
Hey, good evening, everyone. Wait, did I start? Did my time start? I don't know. But anyway, my name is Danielle, and I am a community outreach organizer as well as a mother in the Camden City community. I did graduate Woodrow Wilson High, not East Side High, Carla. Oh yeah, and Camden U, shout out to them. Shout out to them. Amazing, amazing. I was one of the first people to sign up for the program so I can go back to school and get my bachelor's. So tonight I wanted to talk about how children who have behavior issues in the school that needs to be addressed, because I really feel like the Mastery schools, different schools in the city of Camden as well. I did have a case a couple weeks ago where a lady, she came to me with the issue. She said that her child was trying to be forced into going to CAP school, and she didn't agree with it. I thought it was supposed to be a process where, you know, thank you so much for the time, where you know, the parent is evaluated with the child and everything. You probably go through your primary care physician. This process is not happening. I believe that children are being misdiagnosed and mistreated in these behavioral schools. I think that the school district needs to, you know, just address this and see the process and how is it going. Is it just because you just want your school to be quiet and, you know, look all shiny and bright? But I come from an era where there were behaviors in the school and teachers kind of pulled us to the side and redirected those behaviors. Through the pandemic and everything, you have different underlying issues with children, but that does not necessarily mean that they need to go to a behavioral school. So we need to start checking into that, start, you know, talking to the teachers, talking to the principal, seeing, you know, what the steps that were taken before they got to this point. So thank you so much, board, for listening to me. I appreciate you guys. Have a good night.
Thank you.
And at this time, I'm going to turn the meeting back over to the superintendent.
Thank you very much. I want to first take this opportunity to say thank you to everyone who participated in our written and/or public comment portion. Thank again our student board reps because this was said earlier, and I want to echo this sentiment. It was said by one of our board members, it's very important for us to make sure that we're listening and responding to what is shared, and that is what is going to help us to become better and better and better. So thank you very much. So I want to take this opportunity to first thank Ms. Quinones for your feedback. Thank you for sharing with regard to your experience with having to wait outside with students who were late over at one of our high schools. And again, we have addressed that matter, but we will continue to make sure that we're monitoring it to ensure that students are able to get into the building and we're not creating an unsafe environment or situation outside of the building with students waiting to get inside the building. Thank you for going above and beyond, because your effort allowed it to come up to our attention and it was changed so that that process is safer and better. But again, we will continue to monitor to make sure that it doesn't slip back. Next, Ms. Villegas, I want to thank you also very much for sharing the upcoming event for Super Dad Celebration, and thank you for your feedback. And we look forward to being a support in any way that we can. Ms. Ocasio, thank you. Parent Invincible, thank you for the work that you do as well, and thank you for sharing the information that you did and for just highlighting the positive work that happens when we partner together for our young people. So again, thank you very much. Mr. Watson, thank you. There you are, Mr. Watson. Thank you very much. I own publicly, and I share this with the board president as well on a sidebar, with the spring break that came up this month. I was not able to meet with you, but we will definitely make sure that we have a meeting. I own it, and I look forward to that conversation. Thank you for your feedback, though, also around a crossing and how unsafe it was for you as you were crossing your child and another child. We will contact, and we do have a good rapport and relationship with Chief Rodriguez and his team, so we will be able to reset in that area as well. But definitely want to thank you for your feedback, and we will have the opportunity to have a sit-down, face-to-face conversation in the coming week. Miss Jama, am I saying it right? Danielle Jama? G-Mo. I got it. G-Mo. G-Mo. I'm going to get it. Thank you very much. Thank you for sharing your concerns with regard to what was happening at Mastery and CAPS. And we also want to make sure that we're looking within our district as well to see that, we have been working on making sure that our practices and processes for referring students to alternative schools or other types of schools, that we're tightening those up and that we're focusing more on restoring before releasing students to another setting. So we appreciate your feedback, and even though we don't oversee what happens directly at Mastery, we will take your comment and apply it as we are reflecting on our own practices within the district as well. And I think that was all of the comments. I do want to go back really quickly, and this will be very quickly, to just underscore what I shared with regard to the Wi-Fi issues, because that came up for students, and this is very important because we're also testing, and it's a computer-based test. So I want to make sure everyone knows what we are doing in order to make sure that we don't have these difficulties. So network equipment has been purchased to address the areas that present intermittent wireless connectivity or lack of connectivity. Due to a national backlog of technology equipment, the supplies, some of them had not arrived. As the equipment arrives, it is installed and configured immediately to provide more consistent and safe access to the internet and networked resources. So please know that we are constantly looking at the situation, pushing through, trying to find other ways to make sure that that is not a challenge and it doesn't interfere with our students and staff members being able to complete their work. And just one last point, I do want to share that there has been an update on our calendar for the upcoming, for the 2022 school year, this current school year. And that update will be posted on our website. Because we had a cybersecurity breach, which you're all aware of, on March 25th, we had to shift to remote learning. We have to make that day up. And so what we will be doing is the last day of school will be June 24th, so that Friday, June 24th. This information will go out to parents. It will be in our, it should be in our packet, our board packet today, but I just wanted to voice that over because it did not make it to my superintendent's presentation. So thank you very much. Again, the last day of school will be June 24th, and that will be the same day that we hold our graduations. More information to come on that soon. Thank you very much for your attention and your feedback and consideration. And at this time, I will turn the meeting over to the board president to see if there are any comments or questions by board members.
Thank you, Madam Superintendent. At this time, are there any questions and comments or concerns from our board members? Yes.
The only concern that I do have, Madam Superintendent, is that crossing situation over there at Camden High. I get a phone call just about every day about somebody's child about to get hit, or, these people are not slowing down, whatever the case may be. How can we look into the county putting like speed bumps or a light there? I mean, because this is going to cost us one of our children or multiple, and even a parent. As Brother Watson just said. So, we have to do something, get on top of it, because I know I call at least every 3 months to get that white line repainted, because every 3 months it just seems like it fades away. So I'm always calling the county to get somebody back out there. But we have to put like a light or something there, or a speed bump. Something has to be done almost like immediately yesterday, because if not, someone's going to get hurt. So that's the only comment that I have this evening.
Yeah, thank you, Board Member Custis. You want to answer? Yep. We respond to that? Yes,
absolutely. And again, that is of the utmost concern. So thank you for making sure that you bring that to our attention. We have been in conversation with the county with regard to having a light installed and speed bumps that are actually speed bumps, not just, white lines on the ground. They're looking at that information. They're looking at that and considering it, but we are definitely following up on it. There has to be more of an urgency, to your point, because we don't want anyone to get hurt. We know from multiple sources in district and outside of the district that it is a very dangerous crossing spot. We've had conversations, and we'll go back and continue to have them with the city with regard to crossing guards, as well as Chief Rodriguez and the county, to make sure that they are moving forward. Any plans to add a light or whatever needs to happen there, I agree 100%, and we will continue to advocate for it. So thank you for continuing to hold our feet to the fire on that. You're welcome.
Thank you, Madam Superintendent. Any other board member? Superintendent Gillespie?
Now I'm about to say, don't speak that up. So
I'm sorry.
It's all right. It's all right.
I'm sorry. It's okay. Board member, I'm sorry.
So first, I just want to say thank you for the update. I'm sorry. for the teacher vacancies, I think it's important that we see it consistently so that we can always be reminded of the work that we need to do in promoting and recruiting. I also would like an update on our marketing and promotion plans as far as the district, getting our kids into our public schools, and ESSER funds, an update on that timeline, or have we been approved? And I think that's about it for tonight.
Absolutely. Thank you, Board Member Gillespie. You got a promotion here tonight. Thank you very much. Teacher vacancies, yes, we will do that on a more consistent basis, to your point, so that everyone will know what the impact is and also what we're doing and how we are chipping away at those vacancy rates. With regard to update on the marketing and our strategic enrollment plan, we can definitely add that as an update. I'll add it to my superintendent's report for next month's board meeting. There has been work done, but we want to make sure that we're sharing it. So that will be added. Strategic enrollment update next month board meeting. I'm saying that for my staff so that they can make sure they write it down so we add it to the deck. As well as the ARP ESSER, I'll kick it over to School Business Administrator with regard to the status of approval for our ARP ESSER application.
Thank you, Superintendent. Yes, Board Member Gillespie. The ARP ESSER funds, the application was returned to the district for some changes. We worked with the Department of Education to make those respective changes to the grant application and have resubmitted that. So we're expecting the final approval any date now. Thus far, as of today, it has not been finalized and not been fully approved, but we do believe, based on the edits that we made and the changes at the direction of DOE, that we're in line for that approval.
And we can also add a full update to our next month's report so that everyone is aware of where we are and where we're moving with the plans that we have in place.
Thank you. Anyone else? Gonzalez?
Yeah. So a couple of things. I would ask if we can get Mr. Kasim a meeting or something set up so that there's clear understanding on both parties exactly where it is where we stand at and where it is that we intend to go. I appreciate his consistency because not only does he come and share his concern, but he also shares his personal concerns to what he's trying to get at. So if we could please do that, I think everyone would appreciate it, including Mr. Kasim, especially since it's personally affecting him. I wanted to talk in regards to, you couldn't pronounce her name, but she was from Parents Invincible. But just wanted to kind of highlight, Naima and I sit on the Teaching and Learning Committee, and some of the stuff that we discuss are pretty much the tier factor in ensuring that the infractions that a lot of these kids face are not essentially pretty much, to tier 4. There are things in place, programs in place, and I wanted to ensure that, the families knew that these are things that we do discuss as a committee and discuss, and push out to the board, so that those things don't happen, so that kids are not being pushed essentially, to what we would call a punishment. And that was a part of a report with the restorative justice that we worked on beginning of this year. So I wanted to clarify it to her. With regards to the crossing, I think we've discussed this before, and like many other things, I feel like we have possibly got into a habit of waiting for something to happen to then act. And if we are seeing that these things are being consistent and being constantly brought up, I think it's time that we come up with a resolution to solve this problem and avoid any repercussions of what could possibly happen, especially in that crossing. I have brought up an idea of creating a resolution of teaming up with the Camden County Police Department and establishing an extra duty position there, which is essentially should be an overtime position there, to have officers, and not just there. Obviously, that's one of the ones that we have discussed, but in other throughout our district schools and other places where we know that traffic is high. Yeah, that's it for that.
Thank you.
Thank you, Board Member Gonzalez. I am publicly committed to Mr. Kasim Watson. Did I say last name right? Watson. Mr. Watson, that we will have a board meeting, and I did own that had to reschedule a meeting because of spring break, and so I want to again publicly state that we will have a meeting that is set up so that we can can come to a place of one accord as you share. But I just wanted to make sure that I said it again so that it was very clear that we will move forward and have that meeting. With regard to crossing and the unsafe crossing conditions over near the new Camden High campus, again, we will continue to work and partner, and I appreciate the support of the board because I know that as board members, you push and you also push on those partnerships to make sure that we can ensure that our young people are safe. So I will continue to advocate and do everything from my end, and I welcome that concerted collaboration and support of board members to do the same and pushing and leveraging any influence that you may have with the police department or the county or any other area so that they hear us as one voice and it's not just as one person, but one voice. So I am definitely committed to that because to your point, Board Member Gonzalez, I do not want for there to be something that happens in order for us to move. That is not what this is. We have to work collaboratively with those agencies to get it done. And I appreciate your input with regard to suggestions around a school resource officer. That is actually something that our new Senior Director of Safety and Security, Mr. Carlos Sanchez, is working on. He's had conversations and will be presenting a recommendation to me about SROs. So, we're thinking in the same path and we'll get there. We'll catch up. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you very much. And just to horse back on the collaborative work of the committees that you guys did on our Policy and Governments Committee, Dr. Martinez is doing a wonderful job of revitalizing a lot of things in collaboration with other committees that would deal with some of the issues that we heard here tonight. I believe, Clayton, you spoke about one of them. I'm not going to definitely tear that young lady's name up. I done gave people promotions and all kind of things. So I won't definitely say her name, but I just want to thank y'all for that. Anyone else have any comment? Yes, sir, Brother Falio.
I just wanted to use my comments today to kind of actually recognize the district for the innovation. The superintendent's actually report today was very and with a lot of energy, tons of energy there because of the innovation that's coming out. I think it's putting us in first place in a lot of things. The bus drivers, I appreciate the fact that we thought about a solution with that, knowing the fact how much of that affected our children, and knowing the fact that we have a true plan to the commitment that we have for our families. Also can't wait to see the plan across the district for the social emotional learning officers that we added at Camden High. I believe that that's going to also increase that participation and attendance that we're looking for across the district. I want to mention and give a shout out to Commissioner Dyer and Scott because we haven't got anybody in an accident yet at Woodrow Wilson, but we have taken the steps to add a crosswalk at Woodrow Wilson, soon to be Eastside High. So I'm glad that we're being proactive in the state of somewhere that nobody's been hit so far, but we are working on adding a crosswalk there. So I just wanted to thank the district and the administration for the innovation that we're seeing coming up, because that's what's going to bring those paraprofessionals that are going to be our teachers. So thank you for the innovation.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, Board Member Martinez. And we will add thank you for your feedback, and we will also add our plan for social emotional learning across the district, how we plan to roll that out in the next presentation as well. So my team can capture that so we can have it ready for the next board meeting. Thank you.
Yes, and I echo that, horsey back on that too as well. Because I think the corner of Park Boulevard and Bear Boulevard has been a problem for the last 30 years, as well as we're on Federal Street where soon to be Eastside High School is at. So I think we all in agreement with that before something tragically happens, some speed bumps, anything. I think we as adults, community leaders, advocators, parents, and committees, I think we need to come to some kind of resolution on that because we keep hearing the same thing over and over again. So we don't want to be negligent on that. Anyone else? Okay, I just want to finish up by thanking Madam Superintendent and your staff for a wonderful, I would say this month. With first, I don't know if that was a rendering or that's on the wall of Miss Martha F. Wilson. That's a rendering. Thank you. I think that rendering looked wonderful. Brother Follow and I were just looking at it, and we appreciate you all for your efforts of that. And I also want to thank Vice President Nnamdi Nelson, as well as our dear sister here, Board Member Gillespie, and others who attended the event. I was not able to attend the event, but to be there to represent us and represent the board as well. And I also, lastly, want to publicly, I know you did it in a most esteemed way, but Vice President Nnamdi Nelson, you did a fantabulous job of advocating for our young student athletes and to see. And I also want to thank, where's Miss Sheree Parriott, for reminding me in the last minute. She said, well, wait a minute now. Our girls, where's our girls at? And she asked, through a chain email that we celebrate our young women, our young student athletes. And I said, of course, one of them is my daughter, absolutely. So that wasn't a hard push. But I want to thank you all for that. And that was a wonderful event. And lastly, I want to talk about, if I can bring up, I do a lot in remembering those whose shoulders we stand on that move us to where we at today. I want to talk about the passing of Wes Fuller, former Camden High School Turners Burners, class of 1983. The freshman year, I had the opportunity as a freshman to be on the varsity basketball team. Great team. They won the state championship in 1982. He was a starter on that particular team that featured the amazing Kevin Walls of the Camden Connection, Louisville Cardinals, and #1 player in the country, Billy Thompson of that year of Camden High School in 1982. They were champions at Louisville. He was on that team with them. He was a star, and I mean star, tennis player. Some of us felt as though he should have chosen tennis in college as a segue to go professional. That's how good he was. He made us feel proud because of, tennis is not known for urban areas. I mean, it's got popular since the Serena girls did a wonderful job of popularizing it. And of course, how can I forget the most popular tennis player, Arthur Ashe, for popularizing that. But it was something in urban centers that wasn't popular. And during that era that we played tennis, Wes was amazing. He was the top tennis player in the state of New Jersey. I mean, like when we would, I just want to make this note for those who understand tennis. At the time, Camden High School tennis team was competing. It wasn't no competition with other schools, but we were competing with Cherry Hill East. Them were the only teams that would defeat us. And I ain't talking about Morristown High School, Morristown Friends. And people know that those tennis players had professionals coaching and private coaches, and we would come right out of basketball season playing tennis, and Wes would compete with those guys on a high honor. He finished his basketball career at Northeastern University under the great Hall of Fame coach. I can't remember his name. Is not that coach at Connecticut that won all those championships. His name, Jim Calhoun. He played for him at Northeastern along with Boston Celtic great Reggie Lewis. He was Wes Fuller was a super athlete. His mother was a part of the Camden City Democratic Committee. We lost her a year prior to that. But we lost a giant, and I just want to be able to keep that going, especially if I was there to see it. I would be mundane in my duty if I didn't acknowledge that. And that's about it for me. Thank you.
See what happens when you get them talking about sports. Almost had to shut the mic off.
Thank you, Board President. Thank you, Board President. Did you have some?
You get excited.
Thank you, Board President. At this time, I will turn the meeting over to our Board Secretary to present the business office agenda items.
Thank you, Superintendent. Before I do get to the business office items, just for a matter of record for our board minutes, I just wanted to note that Ms. Merrick has joined us tonight. Thank you, Ms. Merrick. She did enter and join the board table during the superintendent's presentation this evening. For our board secretary's report for the business office this evening, I present for your consideration items 1 through 8, along with our bill list totaling $30,511,558.70. This time, is there any questions, please?
Any question from the board member Gonzalez?
You got to shut my mic off now.
Oh, we watching it, bro. We watching it now. Go ahead, brother. Take
No,
your time.
regarding Resolution 112, I just want to make sure. Nye, I think this is what you were talking about earlier, into the ARP funds. I've been advocating for a long time to ensure that certain nonprofit organizations and certain partnerships that we host, such as Kyrie with Camden U, Parents Invincible, Women of the Dream, Free All Minds, nonprofit organization. These are organizations that sometimes work in the city without a home. And they do a lot of work, and they bounce from house to house. And by house to house, I mean from maybe community center to school, from school to an open gym or whatnot. And I just want to remind you guys to always think that not everything is a dollar symbol. Opening a house for an organization to come in and mentor our kids for an hour or two, there's no dollar amount on that. There's no monetary value to that. But essentially, that is what creates the future, a bright future for our kids. So with these funds, I just want to make sure that we are allocating enough of it to these nonprofit organizations. And I see that we put to expand a centralized family welcome center like we are opening up at Vets. But if we could have an entire school building, one of the school buildings that we had previously shut down, dedicated to a home to Camden U, Parent Invincible, to all of these nonprofit organizations, again, there's no monetary value to that. So I just want to remind you guys about that. You can cut my mic off now.
Thank you, Clayton. Appreciate it.
Thank you so much. And yes, that is definitely well noted. And SBA Cox and myself will definitely make sure that when we're considering what to do, what these buildings and what we're working on, that we remember there's no dollar amount. So thank you for the reminder there. It's very profound.
Yeah, and I just want to say, Clayton, absolutely, I get passionate when it talks about sports because of the fact of it was my advantage. It helped me get a free education. Not having to pay it, coming out of Camden High School. And I hope I can encourage others, student athletes, regardless if they're in a band or a cheerleader or anything that they do extracurricular activity, they can use it as a segue to achieve. And I get excited and I know you know this, but it gives me an opportunity to talk about it. Because a lot of people didn't know I played basketball at Camden High School because the second half of my career has been fabulous too, as well, as a business person. So I just want to throw that out there because I really, encouraging them on their second half of the career, kind of like a Magic Johnson, kind of like what we was great to see out of Kobe before his tragic passing. I think those guys they make their careers in sports look minimal because in the second half of their life careers, they have made some amazing impact. And I think that's the most encouraging thing about being a student athlete or even in the band, any extracurricular activity that helps to enhance education, that you can use it in life skills. So I always get passionate with that because whatever opened doors for me, we have to reach back like a baton and open up doors for others too as well. All right, thank you.
I know that's right. While we're here, let me talk about my dance career. It's like, no, just kidding.
Can we entertain a motion?
I think it's time to go. But thank you all. We appreciate that. We appreciate you.
That's everybody. Okay. All right. Thank you so much. At this time, would you like to present the business items? I'm sorry. No problem. And since they've been presented and commented upon, at this time, in accordance with the powers vested in the State District Superintendent under Title 18A, I hereby approve today's Superintendent's agenda items and business office agenda items. I turn it to the Board Secretary to close.
At this time, I open the floor to make a motion to close the meeting.
I put a motion.
Is there a second? Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? The motion is adjourned as of 7:24 p.m.
It's the first time I ever put a motion on, please.